Are you guys ready for your next act? Don't fall asleep on me, people. Are you guys ready? Let's give it up for VanDerHorst! Woo! There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Woo.
How's everybody doing tonight? All right. I like that energy. Woo. Everybody was so nice to me last week. We'll see if you still like me after this week. So I got in an argument a few days ago with somebody on the internet, and I knew who won the argument because they brought a non sequitur into it. They were like, "You have a mullet." And I'm like, "Yeah! This isn't an accident. It's not like having a baby, it's a real commitment." It's like he thinks I woke up in the morning, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, "Oh no, I gotta go to Planned Mullet Hold and get this cut off." So I gotta tell you guys a story. I gotta tell you guys two stories. So I gotta get the laugh out in the front, because I got a long one. When I was in high school, when I was in my senior year before prom, they had a guy come in and we had to go to an assembly, and this guy talked to us about how he got drunk and killed 3 of his best friends in a car accident and ruined 4 lives in the process. Why are you laughing at that? So I told you that story so I can tell you this story. When I was 23 years old, I recognized the fact that my childhood dream car was still just a used car, and it was about to become a classic car. And if you guys aren't car people, you got to understand that there is a very distinct moment when it's like a big break, right, in show business, when you stop having to do AT&T commercials and you can do like real work. When a car gets to be like 22 years old, people start to go like, "Hey, I had a poster of that on my bedroom wall, and I actually paid attention in school, and I can buy one now, and everybody wants one, and they get expensive." So I bought the raggediest, nastiest $13,000 Porsche 911. And that affords you certain opportunities. Like for me, when I was 23, I was dating an 18-year-old honor student, despite the fact that I lived in my parents' house and I slept on a combination bunk bed, twin size by the way, futon. And so I went to go visit her at school, and it was the same school I went to. And class must have just let out. And I saw a bunch of people coming from the engineering building. I knew it was the engineering building because that was my building. And they were like, "Hey man, can we take pictures of your car?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem. Thanks for asking." And so they were taking pictures of the car and they're asking me questions about it because, I mean, it's a $13,000 Porsche 911. But it's still a Porsche 911. And I don't know why I said this. I shouldn't have said it. I was like, "Yeah, I used to go here. I used to live in these same dorms." And they're like, "Really? When did you graduate?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't. I dropped out." And at that moment I knew I had ruined 4 lives. My sister-in-law and her husband are wonderful people. They're fantastic people. I'm not saying that because they're here tonight. It's actually kind of awkward that they're here tonight. I wanted to tell this joke without them being around. But they've got a son, and he's so smart. He's 4 years old. And they're trying to be really good people. They're trying to turn him into a great person, and they're trying to teach him about racism. And it's really difficult because kids don't get it. Kids inherently do not understand racism. And I mean, they're smart people. They're both teachers. I don't know if I'd do any better. I'd be like, "Cam Jr., you gotta understand. You can't hate anybody because they were born different. You can only hate people if they root for the wrong baseball team or if they drive a different brand of pickup truck than your daddy." So, it's so pure though that nobody is born racist, right? You gotta learn that. For example, I mean, wait here, I wanted a Gatorade, so I went up the street to Circle K, and I was already kind of running late, and I'm behind 2 people buying cigarettes and lottery tickets. And it was at that moment that I realized, I hate poor white people. So, I think I want to have kids someday, you know. I got a great girl. She's got the brains and she's got the looks and I've got the sperm. So I'm just worried because, you know, it's really tough. It's a real challenge to raise kids in this day and age because things are so bad right now. But I think every generation has their challenges, right? So I want to take a moment to talk about the most sensitive, selfish, easily offended generation in history. Of course, I'm talking about the baby boomers. So I don't understand baby boomer humor at all because 90% of baby boomer humor is jokes about how much they hate their wife, and I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. It's very misogynistic. Are there any feminists in the audience? Raise your hand if you're a feminist. Anybody? Yeah, no, me neither. All right, that's my time. Thank you.
Give it up for VanDerHorst, everybody.